Hello guys, and welcome back to Angie's Table. And today we wanted to do something a little different. So we wanted to spread awareness of what is currently going on in Afghanistan and also show our support for those that were affected by it. Grace and I, my parents and I, my family and I, we do talk about this topic, and it does really weigh heavily on our hearts when we see the footages and we hear the news about the current situation. We wanted to show our support in some way, but we didn't know what that was until we ran across Pickup Lime's video, and she is someone that I've been following since a while back. Her content is just amazing. She made an entire video on a bunch of Afghani foods, so we decided that we use one of her recipes to make bologni, and we thought this would be a great way to share Afghan culture to our subscribers and the rest of you guys out there that are watching. Let's go and check out these ingredients. So first we're going to start off by making the dough for bologni, and we're also going to be making Pickup Lime's mom's famous chutney along with it. Let's add a cup of warm water. Bologni is basically a version of pancake, and it is stuffed with potatoes and a lot of other great ingredients. And I think that it's also not a main dish. So I think it's kind of like Korean food where you have a lot of side dishes on the side, but not as just the main meal. And 1.5 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Along with half a teaspoon of quick rising yeast. One and a half teaspoon of salt. And we'll give this a quick stir. We'll get 3 cups and 1 tablespoon of bread flour. We're going to give this a mix. Now I'm going to go in with my hands and start kneading it. We'll do this for about 3 minutes, and if this gets too sticky, then we'll just grab some more flour and spread as we go. So there was a clip of Pickup Lime's talking to her parents about the difference of using all-purpose flour and bread flour. They said if you don't have bread flour, then all-purpose flour will work, but there is a difference and it just tastes a lot better with bread flour. And now that we're done kneading this, place a damp towel over it and keep it at room temperature for about 30 minutes. And we'll prepare the filling. I have a pot of water boiling because we're going to peel and dice the potatoes and boil them. We'll boil these until they're cooked. Cut up about a cup of green onions and 1 cup of cilantro. And we'll add everything to this bowl. And we'll also add in 1 chopped green chili, 1 teaspoon ground coriander, 1 teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon ground turmeric, half teaspoon of ground black pepper. And now that the potatoes have been fully cooked and we drained the water from them, we're going to add it to this bowl. And we'll use a fork to mash this all together. This actually smells really good. So the filling is complete, and we do have some time until that 30 minutes is up for the dough. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and make the chutney. We'll need 3 cups of fresh parsley, 3 cups of fresh cilantro, 5 cloves of garlic. Let's add in a half cup of some walnuts and 3 green chili peppers. If you don't like it too spicy, then feel free to remove the seeds, and if you guys like it spicy, keep the seeds in there. 1 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper, and now we're going to finely mince all the ingredients that are in the food processor. And finally, 1 cup of white vinegar. So this makes a lot. Pickup lime says that you can store it in the fridge for about a year. So you can leave the extra in a mason jar and eat it with your foods throughout the year. Now the dough is ready. And now that our surface is floured, we'll put our dough down and we'll cut it into 8 pieces. Take each piece and roll it into 8 balls. We can lightly flour it as we go. Hold these like this to make it kind of like a smaller flatbread. And now with the roller, we're gonna go in and try to roll it out as thin as we can and keeping its circular shape, but make sure it's not too thin where it starts to rip when we cook with it. To this, we'll add our filling onto 1/2 of the dough. I'm gonna use my hands to wet the outside, and this is gonna be acting like a glue. Then we'll fold this over and close it up. Slowly push the fillings out and work our way to the edges. I do think that this dish is supposed to be very, very thin, so make sure that the dough is very flat, and also make sure that the filling isn't too overflowing like a burrito. So I feel that you can learn a lot of a country's culture through their food. For instance, you can learn religion, whether they eat pork or if they're vegetarian or if they don't eat beef or they do eat beef. There's just a lot you can learn about a culture through their food. You can also try and see what kind of climate do they live in. Do they grow tropical fruits, or do they grow certain ingredients that you can only grow in certain weather conditions? So you can also learn a lot through that as well. And I do believe that food is a language. The best way to learn about a country is obviously by going there and fully experiencing it, but when you can, I feel like this is the next best step. On a medium-high heat, we're gonna add in some vegetable oil, and we'll add in our bologni. And using a brush, I'm going to lightly brush it all up on top here as well. So this kind of almost reminds me of a pancake that's kind of filled with some savory fillings. I already feel like I can kind of smell, like imagine what it will taste like just from all the ingredients that went in. That kind of looks like a chili. Yeah, or kind of looks like a quesadilla as well, right? Yeah.
Oh, that smells so good.
Right? I think I did that pretty thin. So now it's time to eat our bologni. I am very tired. This was a very hard couple hours. This took longer than most of our videos, but pretty sure the reward will be worth it at the end when we try it. Let's eat. You mean chutney?
Chutney.
Yes, you may.
Oh my god.
Is it good? Wow.
This. Oh my god. All sorts of flavors. This is really good.
So I do feel like it was supposed to be a lot thinner, but it came out a little bit thicker. It's my first time trying.
It's so good.
But it's very good. It's very good. I love the dough part.
The texture is really, really nice. And then the filling, I don't like eating vegetarian stuff by itself. But this is a very satisfying meal because of the potato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And the chutney adds a really nice like kick and acidity to help kind of cut the grease, you know.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you.
Really good. Wow. If a restaurant had this, I would definitely order it. But now we know how to make it.
So this is just strictly on how I felt when I was making the food, is that they really care about all the details and all the ingredients and all the work that goes into making this one dish. I can really see how much love and effort that they have for the food in Afghanistan. This was really tiring to make.
Yeah, you look really exhausted.
I think I'm usually more jolly by this point, but I'm just like so tired. But this is so good.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was worth it, but I didn't cook it, so.
I was rolling the dough and I was like, oh my god, my arms are gonna fall off.
Definitely try this out. Share with your friends about the current issue going on. Show them support.
Yeah. I mean, we should all be willing to help each other out, and yeah, just spreading awareness itself. I feel like it's the most basic thing we can do. Share the love with everyone in this world because we only have each other. So we'll see you guys on our next video.